Screenwriting is the hardest position to get into.
We don't have one successful screenwriter.
Just because it's hard doesn't mean our students shouldn't be trying to get those jobs.
Look at the producer, which is maybe one of the hottest areas.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Let's talk about screenwriting. Right now in Hollywood, and when the people see this, I don't know if this will still be the case, but in Hollywood we have one person who is working as a screenwriter and one person who's not. Every other position on set, every television position, every film position, right now, let me take that back. Every student who's interested in a television and film position, every one of them is working with the exception of the screenwriting. What is that screenwriter doing wrong?
I don't think they're doing anything wrong. I think screenwriting is the hardest position to get into. In some ways, I think even harder than being a director. Whereas if you're an editor, if you're working on camera, there is a technical knowledge that you either have or you don't have. And there's not a lot of people training those technical skills. Screenwriter is anybody with a computer can become a screenwriter. With that being said, there's a lot of bad ones out there, but more people are trying their hand at screenwriting. And in some ways, it is the most democratic of positions because you don't need millions of dollars of equipment. You just need an idea and the ability to state it, the ability to write, which I think most people have. You're competing with the best of the best. With that being said oh, it's so hard because there's so many people. If that's going to be the thing that's going to keep you from your dream, you're not going to make it anyway. Just because it's hard doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. Just because it's hard doesn't mean our students shouldn't be trying to get those jobs. If that's their dream, I'm not going to tell them to go for it. I'm going to be real and say it's a hard job to get, but it is a great job. It is a fun job. You are starting with the blank page. Everything in the filmmaking process is built upon your work.
Okay, let me expand that. I've been here for 25 years, and I can tell you we don't have one successful screenwriter. In other words, a screenwriter who is successful in Hollywood. We've had some smaller screenplays that have made some money, but not lifetime wage earning type money. So who is the one person who's working and how are they doing it? This happens to be a staff writer on Power Rangers. And so what's a good alternative to let's say, starting out by getting that great screenplay pitched and purchased? Well, I think it's maybe getting to be a staff writer on some web series or sitcom or drama, some television series that might have, an opportunity for 18 to 25 episodes a year.
I'm going to disagree with you. Yes, we only have a very few number of graduates who are screenwriters. I sit in a room with a typewriter and make a screenplay. All of our students who are successful are storytellers. We have a lot of students who are working on their own independent features who they're doing the script, they're writing the story, they're filming it, they're doing more than one position. Everybody in our program is a storyteller of some sort or another. So in essence, I think part of it is the definition of what a screenwriter is. How many of our students are in the news writing their own copy? How many of our students are on set and changing lines here and there? Or how many of our students are editors and rewriting a script, recreating it in the order? All of those students to some degree are screenwriters, and a lot of them start off as screenwriters. They end up using those skills in other positions.
Okay, let's go to one of the hottest areas right now, which is producing. I think it's one of those things that we, as a college, need to embrace because there's so many producer positions.
I'll agree with that, but if you can give me a definition of a producer in 30 seconds or less,
I can't.
I will be more than happy to push that more and more.
Okay, I can't because there's like 10 positions. I mean, you have line producer, unit production manager, you have a co-producer, you have associate producer. I mean, you have so many different positions
and
on
they
set.
make no sense. The assistant producer on one job is the same as the UPM on another job, is the same as, heck, the AD on another job. It's a hard position for us to sit there and go be a producer, because nobody knows what it is.
Right. Well, but the thing I like about producing, even though people don't know what it is, and I always had trouble knowing what it was, I think it was one of the last positions I understood. It is prevalent in the television industry, in the corporate industry, and in the film industry. So I think there's a lot of positions, and I love students to be going for that because I think they're going to work.
I'll agree with that. I think a lot of students come in wanting to be directors with the idea that the director is in control of the show from beginning to end. That's not the director. That is the producer. The producer is the one position on the show from beginning to end. The producer hires and often fires the director and is often on the show well after the director's left, marketing the piece. I think producing is one of the jobs that crosses over into so many other fields. You have to be a good businessman. You have to be a good marketer. You have to have a creative sense. You have to be able to manage people. In some ways, you are in charge creatively in that the fact that you sign the check and determine who's getting paid will help those people make those decisions.
Next time, what we're going to talk about is every other position. So we're going to have a lot of positions, and we're going to have a little time to discuss them.
Let's do it.